I think it's important, the point you make there, that even when either you work for somebody you don't like, or you have to work with somebody like a client or whoever it may be, or in a situation where you don't necessarily agree with everything that somebody says, it's still a learning opportunity. Because in some cases you learn what not to do or how not to handle a situation.
You know, when I see that and I think about times when I've messed up, you know, I try to find the difference between somebody who's what I'll say playing for the name on the front of the jersey, on the back of the jersey, and not for the name on the front of the jersey, right? And like, we all know who they are. We've seen them in our careers. And then there's also when we have a bad moment. Like, everybody has bad moments, and trying to understand that difference. And we oftentimes have bad moments in difficult times because it's so volatile and hard. And I think that's the point of the book, which is to say, okay, what are some best practices we can learn from people, and what can we take away from it? You know, one of the people I wrote about, this is the hard part about writing a book about leaders, is like, what happens when their company gets in trouble? So I do a whole chapter on Jochen Zeitz at Harley, right? And he's now on his transition out. I found Jochen to be a really compelling leader. But you know, does the fact that Harley's having a hard time, does that mean he was a bad leader? Or Ann Wojcicki of 23andMe, or John Donahoe from Nike, all of them have had successes in their careers. And so, like, what did they get right or wrong at a moment in time? And then how did they act in those moments? And what can I take away from that?